Today with Badalona, we're going through the rest of Season 1, and there has been some big time events in this one. What's up everyone? So we left you last after 10 matches, currently after 21, we're still up there, we're third, but we're getting a bit dragged away from those mighty Hercules boys. In fact, following the Hercules game, we went on a decent run, but we did lose 2 straight afterwards. We lost 3 out of 4, so we had to tweak it a little bit, and now we're currently on an 8-9 match undefeated run. Now the team formation has largely stayed the same. We've gone with this 4-2-4 and it's done us really well. Only got caught out by a bigger team like Hercules, and after that the confidence went a bit. So when we got to January, because we're in February now, we meant some signings, you know, and there were freebies. If you look down to the left hand side of the squad screen, you can see we've brought in some players there, and some of them have come from some top teams. First up, Big John Magunzelaya. That's why we like to call him Big John. He's came in, he's going to be a decent little player, you know. He's valued at 425 grand. At our level, that's basically 45 million. He can play anywhere across the middle 3 positions there. I've got an eye on him to play in there when Big Eddie can't play. And the one I'm most excited about is Rafael Llorente, that famous Spanish name Llorente. He's came in, and not only that, he's came in from Real Madrid, Barca's biggest rivals. I absolutely love that. I'm going to play him there as an inverted winger, mostly because that's his dream position, very strong right foot, but also because he's 6'1", and I can just envisage crosses coming to the back post and him smacking them in. Now as for Barca, they continue to be left in Real Madrid's dust. Look at that, 44 points, they're 10 behind. Not looking good for them, is it? Now the key thing is about those guys we signed on loan. We talked about it last time, how he had no money at all. So Rafa Llorente, for example, in from Castilla, Real Madrid's B team, if you look at his contract details and the loan contract from us, we're paying nothing, we're not paying him any wages. So it's a complete free hit, and they're the only type of transfers at our level that we can do. And this is the main reason for it. Our finances are in a dire situation. We're now £500,000 in debt and we're losing money every month. I'm not sure when the money's going, but we need to calm this down. Looking closer at the expenditure, we can see that player wages are a big one. And there's not much we can do about that because we've got a really small squad anyway. We can't minimise that, but what we can minimise is our scouting costs. At £6,000 a month, I'm basically going to end all scouting until the end of the season. And there's not much I can do about that. At the end of the day, we can't bring anyone in anyway, so why am I sending guys out to scout? Well, I'll send them out at the end of the season when we can actually do something, but for now, I'm going to cancel that. So up to scouting range we go. We'll drop this down, then unfortunately we're going to have to drop this all the way down and go to no scouting. Pop that in there. Yes, adjust scouting budget, and that's going to save us some money for the season. We have had some bad news though. Our key player Facundo Garcia is already agreed to a move to Independiente, the massive Argentinian team. He leaves us at the end of the season. But let's talk about the front two. They've been elite. Fran Cabella at this level as a poacher, when you've got these sort of attributes, he was always going to score goals, and goals he has got 16 in 21 so far. And up next to him, the legend Eddie Edgar, 11 in 18. He's had a few injuries, but he continues to do the business, and flick-ons galore for his strike partner. So we're going to zoom forward now. We've got a clutch of games left. There's not that many in this league, and I'm going to see where we're at. The goal has got to be playoffs now. That's what the club vision says. I think we're too far behind Hercules, but hey, let's see. We've zoomed forward to April, and I've got some big news, and I don't know where to start. Let's start with Barca. So yet again, they're stuck in second. They've actually lost 7 games now, though. 7 times. And do you know what that's led to? It's led to legend Xavi ruthlessly being sacked. Do we expect anything more from Barca? They just chuck people out like they're nothing. They've replaced him with Thomas Tuchel. Let's see how he does. So it's chaos at Barca. Xavi's out and Tuchel's in. Let's see how they go near the end of the season, huh? Now the other big news is this. We were promised an excellent intake. I couldn't believe my eyes, but the man P2. Sorry, P2. My head of youth development, he's came up trumps. And this is what he's brought us. He's given us 2 elite talents and a load of top talents. Good talents as well, and decent talents down there. But what it does mean is we've got a big old youth team now. Let's have a little look at these elite talents, and fingers crossed. It's worth pointing out at this point that elite talents are based on our current squad. So compared to our current levels, this guy's pretty elite. And what can we see? He's 16 and he's 6'4". Big old boy. To be fair, the 6'4" is probably that mohawk. He's probably usually about 5'6". What have we got to work with though? Looking at his goalkeeping, his aerial reach is good, his handling's decent, reflexes are really good. Other than that, he's going to need a bit of work, isn't he? But he's only 16. Jumping reach is good as well. Fingers crossed on him. The second elite talent is Antony. Now he's 15 years old and he's 6'2", down as a fullback. Initially, when I look at him straight away, I don't see fullback. There's a lack of crossing, there's a lack of acceleration and pace. What I do see though is a potential centre back. At 6'2", with heading of 9, positioning's good as well. Concentration needs to improve, but jumping reach, 6'2", with a bit of balance as well. We're going to retrain him as a ball-playing defender. So I'm looking forward to developing those boys as the save goes on. In 2-3 years' time, they could be vital. In fact, the way the team's looking in the finances, they might be vital for next season. The others, they're okay. We'll sign them, but we'll hold judgment on them. I don't think they're going to be that good. They might be squad players. Meanwhile, in the league, things have been going pretty steady. Only 2 defeats since we last checked in. Scoring plenty of goals. This has led to us being third in the league. Look, we're not going to catch Hercules now, so we're pretty much guaranteed to be in the playoffs. We can work with that though. But then I thought, what are the blooming playoff rules? So the rules for the league table are down there. So the top 1 goes up and then you've got 4 teams going into the playoffs. And that's the same situation for every Gruppio league. So you've got Gruppios 1 down to 4. You're then going to the second promotion playoff semi-final. If you win that, you go into the final and then that gets you promoted. Complicated that. But basically, if you get in the playoffs, you win the semis, you win the final, you win that, you're up. So into the semi-finals we went and we drew Caruxo. Dominating the match, but then out of nowhere, Di Vancente hit one. Went for our keeper, we're 1-0 down. On 45 minutes of lifeline though, a horrific scissor tackle led to Caruxo going down to 10. We used the man advantage. Finally, after 66 minutes, the fullbacks kind of combined. Eddie to Marquez, casual finishing at the bottom corner, 1-1. And after 78 minutes, we battered the door down and finally it came to Llorente, loads of space, drilled it in, 2-1. Badalona getting to the finals of the playoffs. All this led us to the final against UD Multa Vera Duckworth. It's going to be tough. They finished third in their division as well. Let's see what happens. On a neutral ground, that's why there's so many fans, by the way. We started really well, and after 28 minutes, corner comes in from Torres and Ayala with a header. Bang, 1-0 up. We continued to press and play really well, and on 52 minutes, the ball over the top, and Llorente, what a header that was. What a signing he's been. The Badalona boys promoted via the playoffs. Who'd have funked it, eh? We're up. Let's go. Great scenes, crew. What a successful first season. The problem we've got now is, to reshape the squad, have a little look at that expires tab. Every single player, other than the bottom 3 fellas, are out of contract. And I'm not going to be able to keep them because of the budget. Of my dream starting 11, there has been little tweaks to the tactic, by the way. All those boys, most of them are going. If I start removing players now, the ones that I know are going, who've got pre-arranged moves, it's going to leave a hole. Watch. It's going to hurt a bit, right? Eddie Edgar's in the middle of signing a new contract. Fingers crossed on that one. Bravo has signed a new deal. Best left back in the league. Result. Our keeper, Bacara, in the middle of signing a new deal. And the big one is Llorente. Real Madrid are open to us taking him. They want a better offer. We're still trying. But until then, that's all we've got. We've got massive gaps. But until then, that's all we've got. We've lost Garcia, who's gone to Independiente. We lost top scorer Cabria. We've lost the other defensive midfielder Torres. Adrissler on the wing can't come back on loan. We've basically lost our entire defence. But let's cheer ourselves up with Barca. Since Thomas Tuchel took charge around here in March, they have had an absolute disaster. Getting knocked out of the Champions League by arch rivals Real Madrid, losing an absolute rake of games in La Liga, including their vital last game of the season against Sevilla, which led to them finishing 6th and missing out on the Champions League. My man Thomas, you're in trouble, mate. We need to be a bit more nice to Barca because you won't believe what's just happened. Check out this news item. Badalona have agreed to rent Estadio Johan Cruyff next season. What's that, you ask? The Estadio Johan Cruyff is the home stadium of Barca B. Yeah, Barca B, we're going to borrow their stadium for a bit. So arch rivals Barca have gave us their stadium to rent. Why, you ask? The plot thickens, dudes. The plot thickens because the board have announced plans to install a grass pitch at our stadium. We've been playing on AstroTurf. No wonder they kept getting injured. It's going to cost us 200,000, but it's going to be ready on the 21st of July. So it looks like we might not even play a game at the Johan Cruyff. We're just going to use it for training. However, that 200,000 loan is going to hit us in the pocket even more because as the time's gone on, we're now nearly £1 million in the red. This is getting tougher and tougher. And next season's transfer budget, well, it's zero, obviously. The wage budget's gone up a little bit, so we've got 20,000 to spend on it. But man, the youth team are going to have to get used, I think. A ride this first season has been. The club vision for the next 5 seasons, as we skip through it, is to simply finish in mid-table in the next division. Next season is all about staying in that division because we're going to have no money to spend and we're going to have to use youth players. But at least we're not Barca just going through managers like it's out of fashion. Right, a stunning first season for Badalona. We've made a massive signing in the off-season. He's coming to us next season. He was second top scorer in the league. He'll be on the way at the start of the next season. But for now, massive pre-season awaits. Badalona up in the first season, Barça in the mud.
Hem fet una mica de variació amb la forma de jugar, passant a jugar amb 2 a dalt i un per darrere, que era l'Albert Torra, i crec que hem estat molt bé.